In this video, we get scammed. Hey everybody, it's Rob Campbell, the mortgage broker with the Rob Campbell Mortgage Team. If you're new to watching these videos on YouTube, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell so that you get notified when we upload new and interesting content for you and those around you. So we just got a phone call, or I just got a phone call today about from a scammer. And scamming is becoming more and more prevalent in the digital age. Previously, people would have to show up to your door, your front door, and have you sign a document or sign a contract. But because we're in the digital age of voice recording and voice recognition, it's becoming easier and easier for scammers to get credit in your name and commit fraud on your behalf, so or with your name. So what just happened, and I managed to get this on camera as I got this phone call. So what had happened, just to give you a little bit of context, I got a call to my cell phone. Very few people actually have my cell phone number anymore. So that's why when I see a number coming in and I don't know who it is, it's usually going to be a spam phone call. I got a phone call. I took the call. I said hello. And right away I got hit with something along the lines of, "You're the next winner in line," or some bullshit like that. And so I quickly turned on my desk camera, turned on my microphone, which is just out of frame here that you can't see now because I've actually set this up properly, but quickly set up the microphone, put the phone on speaker, and was on hold until somebody who, I guess maybe I was the winner of some made up gift or some crap, somebody took the phone. So I actually recorded that conversation over the phone, and I want to play that now, and then I'll come back after we play that. So here's the super scammy voice call that I just received. Check it out.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, please can I speak with Rob Campbell?
Oh, who's speaking?
This is National Credit Recovery. I am Cinema Kozadibe speaking. Are you Rob Campbell?
What's this regarding?
Are you the person that I'm looking for? Is your name Rob Campbell?
Well, I'm not sure. What is this regarding?
Okay, well, we'll call back to look for the person we are looking for. Have a nice day.
Okay, so I just got a random phone call from the number I just showed you. Scammers be scamming, yo. I just quickly turned on my camera in the office here and just got a phone call. You heard it. Always trying to confirm who you are on the phone, wanting you to say the right words. You got to be really careful with the words you're going to be using when they're asking you questions, because in the day and age of voice recognition, big financial institutions are using voice recognition now to confirm who you are. So you realize when they came on the line, the phone rang to me. I answered it, said hello, and then it said some BS about you're the next person in line or whatever. I don't know. So I fired up the camera and the microphone and waited. So when scammers call you, scammers want you to say the words to them so that they can record your voice and confirm you are who the person that they're looking for, so that when they try to commit fraud by using your name, guaranteed in that conversation they would ask me to confirm my name and say my name and say things like yes, say things like I agree, all of these things that they can record because banks now use voice recognition. So a scammer like this can then call into every institution, every bank, and try their best using computer AI and your own voice recording to get credit in your name and basically rip you off. So anyway, there you go. Scammers be scamming, yo. It's 2020. Be careful. Be always on the lookout. Bye. Okay, so there you have it. I gave you a little bit of a talk through at the end of that call, but basically to reiterate, voice recognition is a part of every financial institution in Canada's telephone banking. Whether it's any of the big banks, they're using voice recognition now. So when you call in to verify your identity, and this is really important for you to understand that scamming is becoming more and more in depth and more technical. I want to share one more story with you before I end this video. So I was talking to a neighbor of mine. My neighbors are actually in their early 70s, 70, 71, somewhere around there. And they got a phone call from an unknown number, and it was to their house phone. Okay, so that wasn't to their cell phone, it was to their house phone because they're older. They have a landline. And anyway, they got a call, and the call was like something along the lines of, it's Visa. And we've detected an overseas purchase, and we want to confirm with you that that it's a bogus purchase. So we want to just ask you a bunch of questions. And my neighbor kind of had that little spidey sense tingling, and they were like, I'm not really sure. They said, well, you know, it's really important that you work with us so that we can stop this purchase from continuing and whatnot. And they said, you know what, I'm going to actually hang up with you, and I'm going to call my institution, because the Visa was with a bank here in Canada. So they said, you know what, I'm going to hang up my phone and I'm going to call my bank. They hung up their landline. They got the Visa. They called the 800 number on the back of the Visa. So they picked up the landline again after hanging it up, called the number, made a wrong number, messed up the number that they were dialing, hung it up again, picked up the landline again, and called the correct number. When they made that outbound call, the call was picked up by, assumably, their credit card company. They were talking, we got this bogus call, we want your help to verify. The person on the phone, remember, they dialed out now. They dialed out from their phone. They dialed out and spoke to who they thought was their financial institution. This person on the phone starts to get more and more agitated with them, forcing them to get onto a laptop and log into their online banking, go to this screen share website, all this crazy stuff. And my neighbors are savvy enough and knowledgeable enough to, again, have the little sense, the little spidey sense in their head go, something's just not right. And the person on the phone who they thought was with Visa was getting repeatedly more angry. And they said, you know what, I'm okay with the $150 purchase made overseas. I just don't feel really good about this exchange. They hung up. They then called the local police. The local police put them over to like a fraud squad. They speak to the fraud squad. Here's the scam. Okay, and this blew my mind. I'm 40 years old, did not know that this was doable. Scammer calls into the landline, tries to scam you. You hang up, because they know most people would hang up and then just call their bank right away. You hang up. Scammer has the technology to keep that access open to your landline. So when you pick up the phone again, you're actually still connected to the scammers. It's kind of like call waiting, how you could put somebody on call waiting and be on the other line. It's kind of like that. So when you hang up, you think you're disconnecting that call, and you pick up the phone again and you're calling back out, you're actually calling the scammers back on that open line. And it's happening more and more. It totally blew my mind. My neighbors did the right thing. They called the police. The police put them off to somebody who could help them. And it turns out that scammers can now call into your landline, keep the landline open. Even if you hang up and call out again, trying to call somebody else, it'll still come back to them. It turns out that they were actually talking to the scammers still, even though they hung up the phone and dialed the number on the back of their credit card. The line was still open, and they still managed to avoid getting scammed. So the moral of the story is, fraud is alive and well. Even mortgage fraud is alive and well. Be really, really careful with who you speak to and who you give your personal information to over the phone. Always be sure that you're calling out to your institutions. Wouldn't be a bad idea to use your cell phone. I believe the cell phone technology is a little more secure than a landline is. If you have any questions about banking, you can always visit a branch of yours, right? There's always a branch that's available that you can go into and have them look into the problem. And yeah, just be safe out there. It's a crazy world. Scammers be scamming you, even in 2020. It's a jungle out there. If you found this helpful, if you found this useful, please consider giving me a thumbs up on this video. And again, if you haven't subscribed to the video, make sure you like and subscribe this video and click that little notification bell to get notified when we put up more videos. I'm Rob Campbell. I'm a mortgage broker. I hope everybody's staying well during COVID. It's a crazy time, and I hope you're all doing okay. Take care. Bye-bye.